Well, good evening, family. This is R. Jones Moore, and I want to take a moment to give you a lesson about palm trees. The whole world is watching what's taking place in Florida this evening. The hurricane Category 5 has been reduced to Category 4, and by the time it reaches Florida, they are hoping that it be a Category 3. But at any rate, we want God to protect those who remained and thank God for those who were able to escape. Just 2 weeks ago, they had a hurricane and it tore things up, and they are still trying to recoup and clean up from the storm 2 weeks ago. And this hurricane is twice as large as the one 2 weeks ago. I was meditating on what I could talk about this evening at Bible study here at New Vision in Marshall, Texas. I'm in my conference room now. And as I was sitting here in my conference room, I'm going to give you a little peek. As I was walking around in the conference room, I was able to see this palm tree. Do y'all see it? The palm tree. And because Florida is known for palm trees, I thought it would be in order to talk about this evening lessons from a palm tree. Lessons from a palm tree. Because Florida is known for palm trees. Now, the question that you ought to ask yourself is, RL, what can we learn from a palm tree? What lesson can we learn from a palm tree? What are you going to tell us about a palm tree? Well, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is a palm tree grows down deep before it grows up tall. The roots go down before the branch, before the stalk, before the leaves, before you see it standing tall. It have already spent months, almost a year, working underground, being developed. The first lesson from a palm tree, we need to learn to go down before we go up. I just said something. A lot of people want to go up. You ready to go up, 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 up. But you got to first be willing to go down before you go up. You want to first make sure you pray before the people see you participate. You want them to see your performance, and you want them to see your power, and you want them to see your position. But before you get the position, before you get the power, before you participate, make sure that you go down before you go up. Second lesson from a palm tree is when they plant the palm tree, they live over a century. Some of them have been documented to have lived, the oldest tree they have on record, palm tree, they say have lived, estimated 500 years. So that meant when they planted this tree knowing that it was going to outlive them. Come close now. What are you planning? What are you building? What legacy are you leaving? Are you leaving something? Are you building something that will outlive you? I organized the church here in Marshall. Started out with about 15, 16. Now we got almost 150. Organized in Gladewater with about 18. We got close to 200 have joined there. Organized the church in Rowlett. Started out with a handful. But you know what I learned? Don't worry about a handful. Long as you in God's hand, that's what really counts. I should have got an amen right there. We may have a handful, but we're in God's hand. And you ought to want to be building something, working on something that will outlast you. When I'm dead and my body's sleeping in the grave, when Deacon Jones and Deacon Matt Smith and Deacon Green, Deacon Lewis, Deacon Lincoln, Deacon, Smith, and Deacon Mitchell, and others, Willard, and others, when Minner and Deacon McGarren and McGinnis, when deacons, when we are gone, when we are sleeping in our grave, Deacon Floyd, when we are gone, when we are sleeping in our graves, New Vision will still be living, because it is our desire. David Reeves, Deacon Reeves, it was our intent. We wanted to build something for the kingdom. We wanted to leave a legacy for our children and grandchildren. Like the palm tree, when you plant a palm tree, you plant that palm tree knowing that it will outlast you. And we wanted to leave a legacy. We wanted to be a part of something. LaQuisha Green and Judy, we wanted to leave something. Glenda, Angie, Jocelyn, Erica, Tanya, Lily, Jean Mitchell, Bonnie Ruth Johnson, and the list can go on and on. Jenny, we wanted to leave something. We want to leave something. Nene, we want to leave something. Jarvis, Gayla, we want to leave something. Nikki, Jackie, Lahoma, we want to leave. Kelly, we want to leave something that will outlast us. That tree, when you plant it, you know that it's going to outlast you. Third lesson from this palm tree. The secret of the palm tree is out of sight. When people look at the palm tree, they look at the greenery of the leaves and they see how tall it is, but not knowing that the secret of the palm tree is in its roots. Deep, deep roots. And the reason why that tree is standing is not because of what you see. What's holding that tree up is out of sight. Ladies and gentlemen, your power, your source, the secret to your achievement and your accomplishments ought to be out of sight. There is a line that says, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. I just thought this up. Write this down. Tell me if you like it. The reason why I am invincible, because my source is invisible. I need to put that on a t-shirt. What y'all think about that? The reason why I am invincible, it is because my source is invisible. My source is invisible, and this is why I am invincible. My power is out of sight. Number 4, what else can you say about a palm tree, R.L. Moore? Here's something else. When the storm comes, the tree is flexible. And because it is so flexible, it knows how to bend and not break. A lot of buildings, when they return to Florida at the end of this week, will not be there. $1 million buildings, multi-million-dollar facilities, $1 million homes, they will be washed away. But that old palm tree will still be there. And the reason why that palm tree gonna be there, because the palm tree knows how to do what? Bend and not break. Your success in life, you got to know how to bend and not break. People gonna lie on you, they're gonna talk about you, they're gonna dig ditches for you, they're gonna try to ruin your name. A lot of times the folks you help are the very ones who, and they'll turn against you for no reason. You say, what did I do to her? I've done nothing but try to help him. But I've learned as a pastor for 46 years now, celebrated my 60th birthday this past Sunday. I've learned to bend and not break. Talk, say whatever you want to say. You ain't waking me up. You ain't paying my bills. You ain't got no heaven or hell to put me in. I'm like a boxer. They said, roll with the punches. You got to know how to bend and not break. And a whole lot of skyscrapers and a lot of multi-trillion-dollar buildings are going to be washed away, all because they are unable to bend. And because of that, they are going to break. But this old palm tree, this tree, can bend and don't break. Here's something else about this palm tree. Here's something else about this palm tree. When they return, when this storm is over, they're going to see buildings gone, houses gone, cars flooded away. They're going to see a disaster. It's going to be a mess everywhere. But guess what? The trees are still going to be standing. And the reason why the trees are going to be standing, because up under the ground, no other tree have an elaborate root system like that of the palm tree. And what makes them so special is that they all link together. They intertwine with one another. They intertwine, they twist and they tangle. They intertwine with each other so that when the wind is blowing, when the storm comes, because this tree is connected to that tree, when that tree try to fall, or when the wind look like it's going to blow it away, because it's linked and connected to the trees that are around it, those trees hold it up. They hold it together. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to make sure that you be linked. You need to make sure that you be connected. You need to be connected to something stronger than you. You need to be connected to people who hold you, who have your back, who can help you during your hours and days where you go through a storm. I want to know, who are you connected to? Who are you holding? And not only that, who is holding you? I got to get out of here. Is there anything else you can tell me about a palm tree? Anything else you can tell me about a palm tree? Here's something. Look, palm tree don't say anything, but it's rooted. The storm coming, you better get out of Florida. The storm coming, you better board up the houses. The storm is coming, you better evacuate. Everybody else running, everybody else afraid. But that palm tree silently is standing there. Silently is standing there with silent strength. And the reason why it has silent strength, because that tree knows that it is rooted. Ladies and gentlemen, though the storm keep on raging in my life, and sometimes you feel so all alone, my soul is anchored in the Lord. Billows may roll, breakers may crash. I will not sway because he hold me fast. My soul is anchored in the Lord. And so that tree does not have to say anything when a storm comes, because that tree know I'm anchored. What about you today? People worrying about this, that, and the other. I want to ask you, are you anchored? Do you have a sure grip? Be sure your anchor hold and grip the solid rock. Preacher, that's a pretty good message about palm tree theology. Thank you for teaching us today about lessons from this palm tree. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the palm tree? One more thing I want to tell you. I know that I'm in the Bible, because the Bible says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, or sit down in the seat of the scornful. But their delight is in the law of the Lord, and in that law they meditate day and night. And then it goes on to say, and he shall be like a tree in the desert, in Syria, out there in that Arabian desert. What tree do you think they were talking about? They were talking about, you got it, a palm tree. And the palm tree was planted by the river of water. That meant the desert, everything was dry, everything was barren, but that palm tree was able to survive because it was planted by its source. I just said something. If this bless you, I want you to type, leave a comment right now. I want you to share this with somebody you know going through something. Matter of fact, I want everybody who listened to this message, I want you to type in right now, thank God I'm planted by my source. Thank God I know who my source is. I just said something. You will be successful when you, like that palm tree, know where and who your source is. Is there anything else we can say about the palm tree? Well, when Jesus rode into the city on a donkey, did not they cut down palm branches? And did not they lay palm branches out in front of the donkey? And did not they say, Hail, King, and Hosanna, Hosanna of the highest? They honored him with what? Palm branches. A few days later, they said, crucify him. But the point is, they honored him with palm branches. The leaves of a palm tree represents honor, dignity, and respect. So I hope this lesson bless you and yours as we continue to watch and pray for the people in Florida. This is the lesson I'm going to bring tonight at Bible study. If you are listening to it night, and if now and planning on being at Bible study tonight, act like you ain't heard it. Act like you ain't heard my lesson. But I think this is a great lesson. And I want to invite you this coming Sunday at 9 o'clock. Meet me in Marshall, Texas at New Vision. At 12 noon, meet me in Gladewater, Texas. New Vision there. And at 6 o'clock, meet me in Raleigh, Texas. One church in 3 locations. Lord, I hope this lesson was a blessing to somebody. Help us to never look at a palm tree the same way. Whenever we look at a palm tree, help us to realize that there is a message from the palm tree. I'm R.L. Moore, Ph.D., the very proud, humble pastor of New Vision, one church, 3 locations. Hope this bless you. Be blessed now.